So we all know the Walten files is pretty much getting really popular now. I'm pretty sure I've realised something no one else has realised. What if Jack Walten is Bond? I mean, when they check over the party in the 1979 cartoon, the only thing when they watch the movie, the cast, it says "Let me out of here." But whenever Bond sees the front cover, the cover to the movie, rechecks over the guests, sees the TV in the final part, it's not Jack Walten. Then in episode 3, when Billy gives Bond the gift, it's a picture of Jack Walten on a facility ID card. The reason I think this is because Felix didn't want to tell Jack Walten about how, well, 2 of Jack Walten's kids died. So when they started questioning him, when Jack started questioning Felix, went on for a month, Felix ended up murdering Jack Walten. And then so no one would find out, stuffed him into Bond. And that's why Rosemary dies, as of being Jack Walten's wife. And that's why when you see Brian Stills after being murdered by Bond, with his arm torn off and his other arm unable to be seen, because he's murdering people how Felix murdered him, and is now roaming free around the Walten Files universe, trying to find Felix to get his revenge for what he did back in June 11th, I think, 1974. That's why none of the other animatronics are actively murdering, because they don't feel vengeful. Bond is not being programmed by Felix Kraken or hasn't been programmed by Felix or an animatronic gone wrong, still put on stage on a killing spree of all of Jack's loved ones, including Jack. He is Jack. That explains why he went missing. Felix murdered him in an attempt so he would stop talking about what happened to his children and to become the official founder of the company. But his plan never worked out, and Walten possessed Bond. And another theory is when Charles and Susan are mentioned, but they're not part of the Walten family, as we later find on in episode 3, that Walten has 3 children: Ed, Molly and Sophie, and Felix gets a wife. It's later to break up with him. Well, then he buries them. They possess animatronic named Rocket, which when Ashley finds, says she doesn't know whether it's puppet or robot. So, and when the beta version is released of Bunny Smiles Games Bunny Farm, it is actually Bon, her mother, it's actually Sophie's mother, father and 2 siblings trying to communicate by putting in the deaths of all possessed animatronics. That Sophie's father murdered. Bon is out for vengeance to silence anyone who has previously worked for the company, as he never knew what happened to his children. He thought Brian was one of the 2 kids Felix ended up killing in the car crash, as known of his blonde hair, and one of them in episode 3 had blonde hair. So he ended up murdering him, and that's why it says he thought I was her, as in Jack thought it was one of his daughters got a job at the company, so he's silent. Then I have another theory, same as before, where Jack Walten is Bon, but Brian thinks that he thought he was one of Jack's daughters who died in the car crash. So Brian thinks Bon thought that it was one of Jack's daughters, but he actually thought he was, well, Phoenix, knowing from the fact he entered the facility and had blonde hair, like if you see on the black and white picture. Felix has a lighter hair colour. Or is it darker? I watched them yesterday, so I can't really remember that much. But yeah, Bon from Bon's Burger is actually Jack Walten. And also more theories coming soon. If this video gets like 10 likes, I'll do more theories. See ya!